What's up guys, it's Emily back with another video. So today I'm going to be doing a Q&A for you guys, and I feel like since I have been kind of MIA and I haven't really filmed on my YouTube, I think it's the perfect time to drop a Q&A for you guys and answer some of your guys' questions. So I did get a lot of questions on my Instagram. I asked you guys to drop your questions and all that good stuff. So that's what we're going to be doing today in this video, just as a comeback video since I haven't been really filming. So I hope you guys enjoy this Q&A. Okay, so Q&A time. I definitely saw a lot of good questions that I received on Instagram. So let's just scroll down. So the first question that I had gotten, how are you liking married life? How am I liking married life? Honestly guys, I love it. I'm still adjusting to calling Matt my husband. I'm not used to it, and I'm not used to being called his wife, because we've been together for so long that, like, to call the person you love finally your husband or your wife is like so surreal. So like when I'm talking to somebody, I still kind of have a hard time being like my husband. But married life honestly has been so good. I feel like our love has flourished more than what it already was. We are just like inseparable. Like, we are just like the perfect match, and I just am so happy to have him as my partner for the rest of my life, and I know he is too. We definitely realized a lot after getting married, like, and are learning a lot being married. So I feel like when you are together for so long, you think you know the person you're with, but there's so much more to the person you're with when you're married. I don't know if that makes sense, but you learn more about the person you're with. Like, I feel like I've learned a lot about Matt, and he's learned a lot about me since us being married. You know, me and Matt were together since we were 16, and I feel like we've grown together. But as husband and wife now, we're just two adults learning together and growing together even more. But you definitely learn more about your partner and like what you guys want for your future as together. You know, me and Matt have had conversations about our future, like we not being married and our morals and all that. But yeah, I'm loving married life. You know, my love for Matt has never changed. It just has flourished more. Like I said, guys, like, married life is definitely an interesting chapter. It's really fun. I just love it. So let's go on to the next question. Okay, next question. What's your favorite thing about being married? Okay, it seems like I got a lot of married questions. A lot of you guys probably have been curious. What's your favorite thing about being married? Oh, there's so many good things about being married. Like, I feel like when we were planning our wedding, guys, we definitely learned a lot about wedding planning, getting married, and all that. But my favorite thing about being married is knowing that I have the person that I've always wanted since I was 16. And the person I see like my whole future with. And I feel like my favorite thing is that me and Matt haven't stopped like anything before we got married, if that makes sense. A lot of people that get married kind of stop like date nights, or, you know, like, I don't know how to explain it, but we kind of like made date nights a priority since being married. Like, before we went on a lot of date nights, but we didn't make it like a big priority. Now we do a lot of date nights. We express our love for each other a lot more. Like, our love has flourished like extremely. So I think my favorite thing is knowing that he's my partner for the rest of my life, and, you know, down the line he'll be the father to my kids. And I think that's like my favorite thing, is the thought and the knowing he'll be like every part of every chapter of my life, and I'm sure like he feels the same. I feel like we've learned a lot, you know, like I said, since being married. So I think that's my favorite thing. And also like just being able to, him coming home from work and like just saying my husband, and like, I don't know, I just feel like, I don't know, married life doesn't really feel like extremely different. It's just like, it's just like a different feeling, and it feels like, okay, we grew from this chapter of us from teens to us growing up together to closing that chapter to open a new chapter of like our lives together before we start another chapter, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's just like, I guess every chapter sees what's next, you know? All right, next question. Wow, I got a lot of married questions. Okay, now that you are married, when do you and your husband plan on having kids? I was waiting for that question, for somebody to ask that. So me and Matt want to be parents so bad. Like nobody understands. Like we've always wanted to be parents even before marriage. Marriage didn't really define that for us, if we were married or not. It just, our story kind of just worked out that way. We got married before having kids. But we want to be parents so bad, guys. Like, you guys don't understand. But as some of you guys may know or may not know, I am going through a weight loss journey right now. And I am on a medication to help me lose weight because I want to be healthier and happier within myself. And I also want to have a smoother time getting pregnant when that time comes for me. But also I want to have a healthier pregnancy and not have to worry about myself or the baby. But when do me and Matt plan on having kids? We're hoping 2025 we're able to start our journey. My doctor has a whole plan for my journey with me. So we're kind of like going through the weight loss right now, and then by January we're gonna see where we're at. But in January I am officially, after 8 years, getting off birth control. So 2025, anything's in the cards. Anything is in the cards for 2025. And if it doesn't happen in 2025, it's the universe's timing when we decide to have kids. You know, it's up to my body, it's up to us. So I definitely also, like me and Matt have said, like we want to be stable and we want to be able to provide our kids the best life. So we do plan on having kids, but this year alone, not right now. We're enjoying our married life together. We enjoy each other's company, but when the time comes for a baby, that will be our next chapter. Sorry guys, I like dropped something when I was talking before. I dropped like a bunch of stuff while I was talking because I like whacked my hand because I talk with my hands too much. Okay, next question. Let me make sure that's the next question. How is your Zepbound journey? Can you do a video all about it? My Zepbound journey. I'm finally glad somebody asked, other than my marriage situation, somebody asked about Zepbound. My Zepbound journey, and there's two parts to this question. I am loving my Zepbound journey. I have officially lost almost 20 pounds. I've started in the beginning of July, so the weight is like not rapidly coming off. I just got my dose just got pushed up because I was on 2.5 for 12 weeks, and I noticed that the food noise and my weight was kind of at a standstill, so we kind of like decided to up it. How am I liking my journey though? I love it. I'm really excited to see where by 2025 of January I'm going to be. I'm hoping that I at least lost another 20 pounds or 30. That would be great. But yeah, I will definitely do a video about Zepbound if you guys would like to see that. I have been working out. I do daily walks, day and night. And I do once a week workouts for now. I just don't want to do too much to my body right now. And I have done a diet change. I haven't done a complete diet change. I'm not restricting myself of a treat here and there, but my body really doesn't crave like anything sweet at all. It's like kind of ironic what this medicine does, but honestly, like, I feel very proud of myself because I'm seeing results and I feel like I'm putting in the effort. Like, not that I didn't put in the effort before this medicine, but I was never seeing results. And as much as I was working out, I did diet change. I added stuff to myself. Like, I was doing vitamins. You know, I was just trying everything in my willpower to fix it myself, and nothing was helping. So Zepbound has really opened the door for me and has really motivated me and stayed determined. So it's been good, but I will definitely do that if you guys want to see that. I document my whole Zepbound journey on TikTok specifically. I feel like a lot of people like short clips besides like long clips like YouTube. So if you guys want to check out some of like what I do over there, I'll link my TikTok down below. But if you guys want a long, thorough video about Zepbound, I'll definitely do that for you guys because I definitely wanted to document it on here. So let's move on to the next question. All right, next question. Sorry guys, I had to clear out some space in my iPad because I ran out of storage. What are 3 favorite things that has happened this year? That is tough because there's so many good things that have happened this year. One of them, my top one, obviously, is me and Matt getting married officially after 9.5 years being together. That has been one of my favorite things this year. That has brought like so much happiness in my life and just a new chapter. Another favorite thing that has happened this year is my weight loss journey, changing my health around, focusing on me, my happiness, my mental health, my physical health, my emotional health, my spiritual health. Like, there has been a lot of change within myself. I think I've grown a lot. And I feel like there has been a change within me besides like my weight physically changing. I feel like my mental space and like how I view things like that. So I guess my weight loss and myself. Another thing, I think I have 4. I'm going to say 4 for you guys. Another thing is my niece being born. Obviously, I am a first-time aunt officially this year. So my niece being born had definitely opened another chapter in my life of being an auntie. And I love it. I love it, guys. I love it. And baby fever on 100. But being an auntie and our family extending. Last thing that has happened in my life that has been my favorite this year, I like went blank for a second. My favorite this year is me and Matt going on our first vacation together. We actually flown a plane together for the first time as well. We've never both flown in our lives, so to do it together was awesome. And we booked our whole trip on our own. We went on our first vacation together. It was like a mini moon after the wedding. It's not our official honeymoon, it's just a mini moon. But yeah, we went on our little mini moon to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. That was the first ever state I ever went to down in the South, so much love for South Carolina. So that was like 4 things that were my favorite this year. Next question. Any big lessons you learned this year? I've learned a lot of lessons this year. Like, I feel like one of the biggest lessons I learned this year is not to allow so much of yourself to people, and people's true colors definitely show, like, more than I've ever like seen. I've always been like kind of ignored it because I was like always trying to be the bigger person, or like I just wanted that person in my life. And I feel like when there's so much good happening in your life, you view things differently and you see things going on the outside, and you realize, like, dang, I don't want that in my life anymore. I don't want that to serve my life anymore, you know? And I feel like this year alone is finding peace. Like, I've learned that a lot. It's finding peace within yourself alone. Like, friends or not, family or not, and just making sure you have the right people in your life. So yeah, I think that's like the biggest lesson I learned this year, is finding peace within yourself, letting go of toxicities, toxic people. And also, one thing I learned this year, I feel like everything that I went through this year, becoming a wife, getting married, becoming an auntie, I realized, like, living in the moment is so important, and living life is so important. I feel like for so long I kind of like kept myself away from doing things that I always wanted to do. So I feel like this year I've lived life a lot more. Like, I've went out and enjoyed life, traveled, surrounded myself with good people, and just, like I also said, finding peace within myself. Like, when I went on that mini moon with Matt, I found so much peace within myself and my relationships, and just being happy. Like, I realized how happy I am where I am at in my life. So those are the biggest lessons I learned this year. Next question. How does it feel to be a wife? What do you love to do as a wife? How do I feel? Okay, there's two questions. I'm trying to understand the question. So, how does it feel to be a wife? Like I said, guys, I love being a wife. I think for me, I've always shown Matt, like, my qualities. I kind of showed my wifey qualities before we even got married. So I love it. I love being a wife. I've already said this in one of the questions. And what do you love to do as a wife? I think with me, I love to do as a wife is, I have a lot of love languages when it comes to being a wife. But one of my favorite things is cooking for Matt, waiting for him to come home from work and, like, just see his face and just have, like, quality time and, like, lay back, watch a movie, or just, like, hang out and just talk about our day together. Another thing I love to do as a wife is, me and Matt, like, we found a lot of peace within ourselves, and we kind of, like, step back a lot from our phones, and, like, during the nighttime we take walks together. So we kind of, like, on those walks we talk, and it's, like, one of my favorite things to do as husband and wife. I feel like our bond has just got so much stronger since we became husband and wife. Not that it wasn't strong before, that's not what I'm saying, but it's just different when you're husband and wife. When you guys get to that chapter, you'll understand. But yeah, I love it. And I there's so much more things I could say that I love doing as a wife, but one thing I'm excited for to do as a wife is when we get our own house, is the holidays. I can't wait for that. I can't wait to like decorate our first house together, things like that. So there's so many things I'm looking forward to for me and Matt. I got a lot of like wife questions, married life. I love it though. Okay, next question. Where do you plan on going for your honeymoon? Okay, that goes in ties with married life. To be honest with you guys, like we went on our mini moon in August. We loved Myrtle Beach. That was our first time going to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and we loved it. Next year we plan on going back to Myrtle Beach just as a vacation, not as a honeymoon. But I think, where do we plan on going for our honeymoon? There's so many destinations that we want to go to, but I think the one spot we both have decided on is either somewhere in like England or Puerto Rico. Yeah, we're between those two as a honeymoon. England will definitely have to kind of wait on, so honeymoon won't be happening right away. Puerto Rico, we could kind of wait on, but we're also like, we're not in no rush to do our honeymoon. I'm more looking forward to Myrtle Beach, but I can't wait to go to Puerto Rico. I could see the island, that learn the culture of Puerto Rico and things like that. Matt is Puerto Rican and he does have his grandfather out there, so that is also another thing we want to do, is explore Puerto Rico, see his family that he has out there, and just get away. Okay, next question. All right, we got a lot of questions. We got a couple more. How many kids do you plan? Wait, how many kids do you plan? These questions are confusing me. How many kids you want? Do you have a plan? Oh, okay. Generally speaking, I and Matt both want 4 kids. We will be happy though. If we can't have 4, we'll be happy with 3. That's how many kids we do want, at least 3, but we would be even happier with 4. Do we have a plan? Not really. We're gonna try to see, before we make any like fertility decisions of like IVF or anything like that. My doctors do have like a little plan for me, but they want to see how I am off birth control first before we start doing all this like fertility testing and all that stuff. So no, we do not have a plan. We're hoping that it just comes naturally. All right. Do you have any wait. Oh, I like skipped mad questions. What advice would you give someone who is dealing with toxic family or friends? Ooh, this is a good question, because I feel like I've dealt with that for the last 2 years of my life. Advice to someone who is dealing with a toxic family or friends. To be honest with you, I know it's easier said than done, but toxic family, because your family doesn't mean you need to keep them in your life. I've learned that a lot this year. Like, I've endured so much since I like started wedding planning, and I like just came to the realization, like, when you have such big life-changing things happening in your life, people's true colors pop out. Like, if it's you're planning a wedding, you're having a baby, you just don't want to deal with toxic people anymore. And these people like expect you to like misery loves business, and they want to involve themselves in things that you don't want them involved in. So my advice is, when you're dealing with a toxic family member or friends, is let them go. Family or not, blood or not. Sometimes blood is thicker than water, yeah. But it's the people, the family members that's willing to cross the ocean for you, not like that's literally has proven themselves that they're not toxic and they changed and there's growth there. If there's no growth there and they're still in the same toxic behavior, toxic habits, cut them out. I don't care I don't care. I literally had to do that myself, is like remove family members out of my life because of their toxic behavior. There's no reason for it. There's no reason for it. If it's not benefiting you and they're enjoying the toxicness they're causing, remove yourself. You don't need to be involved in that. If it has nothing to do with you, remove yourself. Or if you don't want to remove them completely, distance yourself. Same for friends. Distance yourself. It's not worth it. Friends are easier to let go of than family, because family, you're kind of stuck with them. But friends, if you two are just toxic towards each other, or it's like a one-sided friendship, it's not worth it. Let it go. I feel like this year alone, I have realized so much within myself. And I'm not going to sit here and say I've never been a toxic person in somebody's life. I'm pretty sure that I'm a villain in somebody's story. And that's fine. But at the end of the day, it's about growing. If these people are removed out of your life when, during a time when there's like big life-changing things, there's a reason for that. They're clearly not in your life for a reason. And I've learned my lesson of trying to bring people back into my lives and like trying to let go of the situation and, just like, think of the good times, but it's not worth it. Those good times, people change, people grow. On to the next question. What did you feel the moment you were pronounced as husband and wife? Oh, man. Just the thought of going back to the day that they said that me and Matt were officially husband and wife. First of all, when the magistrate was talking to us and like we were like reading off like what he was saying, we were just repeating what he was saying. I was really nervous. Like you could hear the shakiness in my voice, and like at that moment, I couldn't believe that I was getting married. And then when the magistrate officially said, like, I pronounce you husband and wife, you may kiss your bride or whatever, I feel like fireworks went through my whole body, and I was just like, whoa. Like, I couldn't believe, like, I was Mrs. Torres, and this is the person that I've been waiting to marry since I was 16. So I felt fireworks. I felt like, I felt an unexplainable feeling. I feel like that sums it up best. I felt something that I've never felt before. It's definitely a lot of emotions run through your head at that moment. On top of that, though, like, I had like a lot of my family watching us, and like my mom was beside me. I had her beside me, hand off my Matt's ring to me, and his dad was standing right behind him. So I was feeling like I was committing to him, like my husband and his dad and his family and everything. Like you commit your life to another person and their family as well. It's not just the person you're marrying. You're marrying the person, yes, but you're also committing your life to them and everything that comes with them. So, yeah, it's just like a really unbelievable feeling. Like, I can't wait for a lot of you guys to experience it. It's such a great feeling, especially if you're with the person that you always wanted to be with. So, yeah, I felt an unexplainable feeling and fireworks running through my body. Okay, do you have any baby names picked out? I do, but I'm not saying them. I have more girl names, which is crazy because I want more boys, but it doesn't really matter to me now. But I do have a lot of girl names. I'm not saying my baby names, only because, like, I'll be posting this on YouTube, and I don't want nobody stealing my baby names. Obviously people name babies all the time, but I personally, I don't know, like, I just don't want to say the baby names. But I do have a lot of baby names picked out. I do have like a notepad of all the baby names that me and Matt have both decided on. So yes, I do have baby names. Okay. What is an insecurity you are struggling with? I feel like I have a lot of insecurities, but I feel like right now in the time of my life, my biggest insecurity is I think with me, my body is just like physically changing right now with my weight loss, and like, you know, like I'm honestly seeing my body change, and I feel like I'm going through like an identity crisis, low-key. I would say like my biggest insecurity though is my teeth. I think like my teeth have always been like a biggest insecurity. Like my body, I feel like my body right now is changing, but I've never like my body, I have like certain insecurities about my body, obviously. Like I feel like anybody does, but I feel like also like I've accepted who I am, the version I am, and the version I was, and the version I'm becoming. So I don't want things to define me because I'm always growing and changing. But one thing, I think what my biggest insecurity is my teeth. Next question. We have a lot of questions, guys. Favorite food. I have a lot of favorite foods, guys, but I'll name a couple. My number one favorite, I think right now, is chicken and gravy. Like chicken cutlets, gravy, some sort of side with it. It could be like mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, corn, something with like that pairs with chicken cutlets. Another favorite of mine is my mom's Spanish food, Spanish steak. My body right now, since I've been on this medicine, has been craving so much protein. So like steak and like chicken has been like my go-tos. So my mom's Spanish steak. Another favorite food of mine right now is like chicken and white rice for some reason, and like a salad on top of it with like ranch dressing. Quesadillas, chicken quesadillas, and turkey sandwiches. Those are all my favorite foods right now. All right, next question. What's your Dunkin' or Starbucks order? Does somebody know I like Dunkin'? Is it because I post my like Dunkin' sometimes? First of all, I'm gonna say for both because I don't order from Starbucks, but there is one thing I like from two things I like from Starbucks. So I'm gonna say Dunkin's my favorite. I think Dunkin's way better than Starbucks. I personally just, one being the prices are better, two being I like Dunkin's breakfast and I like their drinks more. But two of the things that I like from Starbucks is their cake pop and this breakfast sandwich. It's like a Gouda breakfast sandwich. If I was to like pass Starbucks, that's something I would get. But personally, I just don't care for their coffee, and I'm not going to pay no $8 for their coffee. Now Dunkin'. My Dunkin' order, typically, I'm not a big coffee drinker. I'm more like, I'm a refresher girly. So I get like I like all the refreshers, but my top favorite is the strawberry dragon fruit refresher. And then my food order is I typically get a sesame bagel toasted lightly with cream cheese, and I get 2 hash browns on the side, and I get a scoop of I take a scoop of cream cheese off my bagel if there's a lot of cream cheese, and I put it to the side so I could dip my hash browns in it. Don't judge me until you try it. It's buzzing. But that's my Dunkin' order. All right. Last 2 questions. Anything you would change about your wedding day? I feel like this turned into a marriage Q&A, guys. Anything I would change about my wedding day? I feel like stressing about people that were like trying to ruin my day. I think that's one thing I would change is being more discreet and like being cautious of who I tell things to. Not that I was telling really much to anybody, but somehow people were finding out things and it was stressing me out. Another thing I would change is I didn't really have like a wedding coordinator. I didn't have a DJ. I would have loved a DJ, so that's one thing I would change is I would have had like a DJ. I made my own playlist for my wedding. My sisters kind of helped us coordinate the wedding, like when it came to our first dance, father-daughter dance, mother-daughter dance. I wouldn't change like anybody that I invited because a lot of the people I invited, those are the people that we generally wanted there. I have no regrets of who I invited. I would have definitely changed like not having a DJ. Our wedding was on a Monday. Would have I changed it? Possibly, if I had a better date. But I personally love our wedding date, so I don't think I would change it. I would just wish it was on a different day because we probably would have had more people than the people that we wanted there also there. What else? Honestly, like, I think everything kind of just played the way it was supposed to play out. I'm trying to think. Anything I would change about our wedding day? I loved my hair and makeup artist. So happy with my choice there. I'm happy with our choice colors. We were both happy with everything like with that. I think really it just was like not having a DJ or like somebody to coordinate the wedding. And I feel like I didn't forget about the day because I didn't. I remembered every moment of that day. But I feel like I wish it was a little more like I wish I would have captured more moments. Like my sisters were definitely on point with like photography, and I didn't also have a photographer. So that's another thing I would have changed is not having a photographer or videographer, because those like there was like obviously I got videos of like me and my mom's dance, me and my dad's dance, me and Matt's dance, but they were like I wanted like good quality stuff. Not that that stuff wasn't good quality, but I don't know, like I wish I would have captured more of the day. But I feel like that also goes in ties with me and Matt were living in the moment of like the wedding, and like we had like our moments of just like dancing together and like just being like, I feel like we forgot about everything when we were like at the end of the night we were just dancing with each other to this one song we've like sang to each other. And like I feel like it was just such a perfect day. It was just like there was a few like tweaks that I would definitely change. I definitely wish I had more like people there that we wanted, but other than that, those are the only things that I would have changed on wedding day. Okay, last question. What's your favorite memories of 2024 so far? I feel like that I've already answered that, but I'm gonna go down the list real quick. My favorite memories of 2024 is getting married, my family changing, growing, my niece being born, my mini moon with Matt, my parents both turning 60. They both turned 60 within like the last year apart from each other, so both of them turning 60 and hitting that milestone. My dad retiring, my weight loss journey, so many good moments this year, memories. Was that 2023? Yeah, 2023 I picked out my wedding dress. It was like going into 2024 though, so Yeah, I would say all those things were like my favorite memories. And I can't wait for these next few months until 2024 ends and we go into 2025. But I'm really excited to see what 2025 is going to bring, because who knows, maybe I'll have another niece or nephew, or somebody else will get married, or maybe I'll have a baby. The world may never know, but I'm excited for 2025. So yeah, those are my favorite memories of 2024. This was a really good Q&A, guys. A lot of marriage questions and personal questions, but I loved it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like, a comment, and let me know down below what you guys think. Excuse me. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.